Good morning. It's Monday, April 20th, and this is your distance learning lesson for today. In reading, you will continue to read for 30 minutes on either Kids, Epic, or your choice, remembering that you need to complete one Kids assignment and quiz during the week. I also included, again, information about One Book, One Minnesota Book Club. And the book club is going to be with Because of Winn-Dixie. I included the links here, and I also sent them home in an email to your parents on Friday. And the first one is the One Book, One Minnesota. It has links that you can actually get ebooks for free. And then the second link at the bottom of the slide is actually the discussion questions and videos from the author of Because of Winn-Dixie. I'm going to try to follow along also, so hopefully you will too. Our math today continues with lesson 3 in chapter 14, and we're going to be looking at angles today. Let's take a look on page 887 of your math workbook. And it starts, an angle is a geometric shape that is formed when two rays have the same point. So let's take a look. Here's the point, and the two rays are connected to that point there. And then angles are measured by the amount of rotation or turning from one ray to another. So think of this first one as a clock face. And if both hands were pointing to the 12, and then all of us, so both hands are up here, and then all of a sudden you move to 3 o'clock, that right there would be called 1/4 of a turn. If you had both the hands of the clock pointing at the 9, and then you turned it one of them all the way to the 3, that would be a 1/2 turn. If you had both of the hands pointing to 3 on the clock and you went all the way back to the 3, that would be a full turn. So look on page 887, please. Trace the lines to draw an angle that measures 1/4 of a turn. Then draw an angle that measures less than 1/4. So the first part says to draw an angle that measures 1/4. So you need to start your line here in the middle of the circle, because remember, angles share the same endpoint. And you need to go 1/4. Another way to think of this besides a clock is to think that this circle is divided into 4 equal parts. And so when we draw it, we can see here that we have 1/4 of a turn. Now the second part said to draw an angle that is inside the other angle. So again, you're going to share the same endpoint and you're going to draw an angle. Okay, so let's take a look. There we go. That is an angle that is less than 1/4. Continuing on to page 888, says trace the lines to draw an angle that measures 1/4. So that's already there for you. So you're just going to trace the lines that are there. And then draw an angle that measures greater than. So remember, we're sharing this, and you have to draw so that it is greater than. So as you continue here, we're going to draw one that is greater than, and so you see that this angle right here is greater than the 1/4. Now, looking at this, without drawing a circle, determine whether the angle at the right has a measure that is greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2. So what do you guys think? 1/2 of a turn represents an angle that is a straight line. Explain to a friend. Refer to the angle you drew in the triad activity above and state whether the angle's measure is greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2. So the triad section, it was less than. Half of a full circle would represent an angle that is a straight line. The angle is less than half a turn. Now, would you turn to page 889? Again, this is going to be like previous videos where I will show you the problems, you will do them in your book, stop the video, and then when you continue, you can check your video. So the first one needs to be less than 1/4, and the second one needs to be greater than 1/4. Stop the video and do that in your book. Okay, these are examples of less than and greater than. Your lines might be a little bit different, but you just need to look that they're less than 1/4 and greater than 1/4. Continuing on on the same page, see if you can match up the angles to the description on the right. Just draw a line. Stop the video now, please. Now we can correct. This one, top one is exact. Number 5 is exactly 1/4 of a turn. Number 6 is half of a turn. Number 7 is less than 1/4, and number 8 is greater than 1/4 and less than 1/2. Now you're going to apply it on page 890. Again, I'd like you to look at this, do the activity, and then stop the video. Okay, here's what 5 o'clock looks like, and it says describe the angle. It's greater than 1/4 of a turn and less than 1/2 of a turn. Continuing and do number 10, 11, and 12. Please stop the video. Okay, for number 10, draw a real-world object that shows an angle with a measure of 1/4 of a turn. So you need to find something that's, oh boy, that doesn't look very good, does it? Something that would be exactly 1/4 of a turn. And number 11, draw two angles that share a common endpoint right here, and together they form an angle with a measure of 1/4. So we've got this one, and combined together they equal 1/4. And how can I describe an angle's measurement? An angle's measure can be compared to a full turn, half turn, or 1/4 turn. An angle's measure can be greater than, less than, or equal to each of those. So what are you going to do today? You're going to turn to page 891 and 892. You're going to do all the problems 1 through 10. And when you are done with your work, please take a picture and send it to me on Seesaw or email. Today in your journal, please label it Monday, April 20th, and your topic today is My Hero, or again, your choice. So I thought I'd put my example. My hero is my dad. He has had so many different things happen to him, but he still comes out thinking of others. He has been to war as a soldier, raised 4 daughters, worked hard at a job, and fought cancer. He is my hero. So who can you put down as your hero today? I'm going to continue reading chapter 30 of Framed. We're almost done. Second to the last chapter. In science today, you have been assigned an activity on Seesaw where you're going to go to Brain Pop Junior. You're going to watch the video Reduce, Reuse, and Recycle. After you've watched the video, you can choose whether to take the easy or hard quiz or both, and then send me your scores on a note. There's also another good video in regular Brain Pop about conserving our earth, and that's conserving energy. And that one, if you're interested, you can watch that one as well. Skills for success. Mrs. Hotchkiss says, find a simple recipe and ask to help make supper for your family tonight. And in art, Miss Porter has 2 different activities for the week. Create a new cartoon character and describe it to someone in your house, or trace your hands and fill it with symbols to represent your favorite things. That sounds like fun. So that's the end of our lesson today. It is cheesy fry day and pineapple upside down cake day, so I don't think I'm going to have either one of them, so I thought I'd include a picture just to look at them. If you have any problems or questions, there's my email or my phone number. Have a good day.